Hey, welcome back, you guys. I am so glad you're here today. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Alice, and this is your space for real, raw, straight from the cards truth. When I pulled these cards this morning, I actually stopped and said out loud, okay, this is a big one because what's coming through is not small. Not even a little bit. We're talking about someone working against you behind the scenes. We're talking about why your energy makes certain people uncomfortable. And honey, that is not your problem, that is your power. We're talking about this awakening that has been building since April. Something shifted for you then. You felt it. And we're going to look at what's coming because relief is on the way and your personal life is about to go through a real turning point. Drop a comment and tell me if this resonates. All right, let's get into it. First card, and it is already telling me so much. We have the Moon card. And the moment I flipped this, I felt it immediately because the moon does not ease you in. It just lays it all out there in the most uncomfortable, shadowy, here is what is actually happening kind of way. And what is actually happening? Someone is operating in the dark, on purpose, with intention. The imagery here is everything. You have this full, heavy moon hanging in the sky, giving that kind of light that distorts things, that makes shapes look like something they are not. Two towers in the background, a dog and a wolf both howling, a path that disappears into uncertainty, and crawling up out of the water, a crayfish, something that lives in the deep, something that usually stays hidden. That crayfish, that is this person. The moon is not pointing at a stranger. This is someone who knows you, someone who may even present themselves as neutral or worse, as supportive, but underneath that, there is fear, real, genuine, almost primal fear of what you represent. And 9 times out of 10, and I say this because I have seen it so many times in 20 years of reading, this energy comes from a woman, someone in your circle or just on the edges of it. Something about who you are, what you carry, the way you move through the world. It unsettles her deeply. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because your very existence highlights something she feels is missing in herself. And instead of doing the inner work, she directs it outward, at you. This person is not confronting you directly. This is behind your back energy. The quiet comment dropped in the right ear, the story told about you that is just slightly off from the truth, just enough to cast a shadow without being an obvious lie. And here's the most important thing the moon is saying today. This person is not trying to stop you because you are doing something wrong. They are trying to stop you because they are afraid of what happens when you fully step into your power. They have already seen glimpses of it, and it scares them because they understand that when you are fully activated, fully in your lane and moving, there is nothing they can do, nothing, and that terrifies them. So they are trying to dim you down before you fully turn on. Do not let them. The moon is here to make sure you are not walking around with your eyes half open. Be discerning, be thoughtful about what you share and with whom, not from paranoia, but from knowing your own worth and protecting it. Not everything needs an audience. Not everyone deserves access. You are being watched by someone who does not have your best interests at heart. And now, you know. This is the card that explains everything. The person in the shadows, the fear, the interference. Then this card tells you exactly why. We have the Strength card, Major Arcana, and it landed here like it had something to prove. In the Rider-Waite Strength card, you have a woman, calm, composed, completely at ease, gently holding open the mouth of a lion, not fighting it, not forcing it, just holding, with this quiet, absolute certainty that she is in control. No weapons, no armor, just her energy, and the total unshakable knowing that she is more powerful than anything that tries to come at her. That woman is you. The Strength card is one of the most misunderstood cards in the deck. People think it is about being loud or aggressive, but it is about the kind of power that does not need to perform, the kind that just is, the kind that walks into a room and something shifts and half the people there could not even tell you why. They just felt it. You have that. And that is exactly why someone is afraid of you. Not because you are loud or threatening in any obvious way, but because your energy cannot be faked and cannot be controlled. People who operate from fear, who rely on manipulation and shadow moves, they cannot stand being around someone whose power is that self-contained because it exposes them. Your presence holds up a mirror to everything they are not, and that mirror is deeply uncomfortable. The Strength card also has an infinity symbol above the woman's head. The the same symbol on the magician. That is saying this energy is not going anywhere. It cannot be taken from you or dimmed by someone else's agenda. It is infinite. It was yours before anyone tried to interfere, and it will be yours long after they are gone. And people with this kind of power are often the ones who have had to fight hardest to hold on to it. You have probably had moments where someone tried to make you feel like you were too much, too intense, too sensitive, too direct. And I want you to hear me clearly. That was never about you being too much. That was always about someone else feeling like not enough. Your energy is not the problem. It never was. It is the point. The lion is not something outside of you that you need to conquer. The lion is you, and you already know how to hold it. So stop apologizing for it. Stop letting someone else's fear of your power make you question whether you should have it. You should. You do. And it is only getting stronger. What came out here is tender. Really tender. And it is one of the most exciting things I have seen in a reading in a long time, because this is not a card about what is coming. This is a card about what is already happening right now. Inside you, we have the Star card, Major Arcana. And it landed here so gently, like it had been waiting for exactly the right moment. In the Rider-Waite deck, you have a woman kneeling by the water's edge, pouring from two vessels, one into the water, one onto the earth. Unguarded, unhurried, completely open. Above her, one large, bright star surrounded by 7 smaller ones. The sky is clear, no storm, no chaos, just stillness and light and this deep, quiet sense that something has been restored. That is what is happening inside you right now. The star is the card of renewal after darkness. It does not show up when everything has been easy. It shows up after something hard, after confusion, loss, feeling disconnected from yourself. It shows up when someone has been through something that genuinely tested them and come out not broken but cracked open. And cracked open means the light can get in now in ways it could not before. You have been cracked open, and the star is telling me that happened around April. Something shifted. Maybe it was an event, a conversation, a quiet moment alone where something landed differently than it ever had before. Maybe you cannot even name it, but something in you woke up, some part of you that had been buried under other people's noise and needs and opinions. That part opened its eyes. And it has not gone back to sleep. This is not a mood shift or a good week. This is a fundamental change in how you see yourself in the world. A before and an after. April was a dividing line. And those two versions of you are not the same person. The awakening does not always feel like joy at first. Sometimes it feels like grief, like your old life does not fit anymore, and you are not sure what the new one looks like yet. If you have felt unsettled lately, the star is saying yes. That is exactly what is happening. You are not falling apart. You are reorganizing. The awakening that started in April is not finished. You are in the middle of it, and the middle is always the most disorienting part. That is okay. The star does not ask you to see the whole road. It just asks you to trust the light that is already in you, and that light has been there all along. You are just finally learning to see it. Everything we have talked about, the person in the shadows, your strength, your awakening, it has all been building to this question. What actually activates it? What turns this power on fully? And the cards gave us the High Priestess, Major Arcana. I could not have asked for a more perfect answer. In the Rider-Waite deck, she is seated, still, completely, utterly still. Between 2 pillars, one black, one white, with a veil of pomegranates behind her, separating the visible world from the hidden one, a scroll in her lap, partially concealed, a crown of moon phases on her head, and her expression, knowing, like she has already seen everything you are about to ask her and has been waiting very patiently for you to arrive. That is your power. That is where it lives. The High Priestess is not a card about doing. It is not giving you a 5-step action plan. She is saying, go in, go still, go quiet. Your power does not activate through external performance. It activates through internal alignment, through trusting what you already know in your bones. She sits between 2 worlds, the seen and the unseen, completely comfortable in that in-between space, not trying to resolve it, just holding it, trusting it. That is what activates your power. Your ability to sit with what you know without needing to explain it. Your ability to trust your intuition when no one else can see what you see. The veil behind her represents what is not yet visible, the truth still making its way into the light. And she is not forcing the reveal. She already knows what is behind it. Through inner knowing, not logic, not evidence, not other people's validation. You have that access too. You have always had it. But people who carry High Priestess energy often spend so much time second-guessing their inner knowing that they talk themselves out of their own power. Someone challenges them, plants a seed of confusion, and instead of going inward, they go outward. They start looking for proof, seeking validation, trying to explain something that was never meant to be explained. It was meant to be felt. The High Priestess is saying, stop doing that. Your intuition is not guesswork. It is not just a feeling. It is data, the most sophisticated instrument you have access to, and it has been trying to guide you this whole time. So, what activates your power? Silence, stillness, solitude. The moments when you trust the first thing you feel before your brain talks you out of it. The moments when you choose your own inner knowing over someone else's loud opinion. Those are the moments when the key turns. The High Priestess does not chase. She does not perform. She does not explain herself to people who are not ready to understand her. She just knows, and she trusts that knowing completely. It is time for you to do the same. After everything we have laid out, the person in the shadows, the fear directed at you, the interference, I think part of you has been wondering, do I have to fight this? Do I have to confront it? And the cards just answered that question so completely that I almost laughed. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, and it landed here like an exhale. The Wheel of Fortune is one of the most misunderstood cards in the Major Arcana. People think luck, random chance. But that is not it at all. This card is about cosmic order, universal law, the principle that everything moves in cycles. What operates in the dark eventually gets pulled into the light. What has been built on a crooked foundation eventually, inevitably, corrects itself. Not because you forced it, because that is simply how the wheel turns. And right now, the wheel is turning in your favor. That person from the first card, the one operating from fear and shadow energy, their time is running out. Not because you are going to confront them, but because the wheel does not stop for anyone. The energy they have been putting out and the interference, like the attempts to dim your light, has a return address. It always does. The wheel makes sure of it. This resolution may happen without your direct involvement at all. I want you to really sit with that, because I know how exhausting it is to carry the awareness that someone is working against you. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying, you do not have to spend one more drop of your energy on this. The universe has already logged it. The wheel has already registered the imbalance. And it is correcting it right now, whether you are watching or not. The Wheel of Fortune is also the card I associate most strongly with sudden shifts. Things that seem stuck for a long time and then change almost overnight. You may have felt like this negative energy was just a permanent feature of your landscape. The wheel is saying, no, the shift is coming. And when it comes, it is going to feel fast, like something that was just there one day and then simply is not. So here is what this card is asking of you. Stop fighting this battle on the negative energy's terms. Stop giving it your attention and your late-night thoughts. The only thing you need to do is keep moving forward. Keep stepping into your awakening. Keep trusting the power the Strength card confirmed is yours. Keep going still the way that the High Priestess instructed, and let the wheel do what the wheel does, because it is already turning. And when it finishes, and it will finish, so you are going to understand exactly why it had to happen this way. Not through confrontation, not through drama, but through the quiet, irresistible, unstoppable logic of the universe writing itself. You do not have to fight this. You never did. It is already being handled. And I want to be gentle with this one because what came out here is personal. This card is not about the outside world or the people around you. It is looking directly at you, at your heart, at something you have been carrying for a long time that the universe is now saying, gently but clearly, it is time. We have the Six of Cups and the Two of Swords together, and this combination is so specific, so precise, that I need to do it justice. The Six of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck shows two figures, one offering a cup filled with flowers to the other. The scene is soft, nostalgic, warm in that way that only the past can feel warm, because the past is fixed and cannot surprise you anymore. This is the card, a memory, old connections, versions of yourself that belonged to a different chapter. When it shows up, it is almost always pointing to something or someone from the past that still has a hold on you. Not because it is still alive, but because you have not fully let yourself grieve it and release it. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The Six of Cups does not show up for casual connections. It shows up for the ones that mattered, the ones where the ending did not feel clean or chosen, where it just happened or was forced or left something unfinished that you have been quietly sitting with ever since. There is an attachment here, an emotional thread still connecting you to something that is no longer yours to hold. And then we have the Two of Swords. This is where the reading gets very honest. The Two of Swords shows a figure seated, blindfolded, arms tight, two swords crossed over the chest. And the blindfold is not something put on from the outside. It is something they put on themselves. This is someone who has chosen, consciously or not, to not see, to hold themselves in a suspended state between two options. Because making the choice feels too painful, too final. That is where you are with this attachment. Blindfolded, swords crossed, holding very still in the middle of a decision you already know you need to make. I am not saying this to be hard on you. The Two of Swords is one of the most compassionate cards in the deck. It knows exactly why you are there. It knows that what you are holding on to meant something real. And real things are hard to release. Real things deserve to be grieved, not just discarded. But it is also saying you cannot stay here. The longer you hold this position, the more energy it costs you. Everything we have seen in this reading, the awakening, the power, the beautiful things moving toward you, all of that requires your hands to be free. And right now, part of you is still holding on to something that left. This is a choice, a conscious, deliberate, sovereign choice that only you can make. The choice to release, to take the blindfold off, to acknowledge that the warmth of the Six of Cups memory is real, and also that it belongs to the past, that you can honor it and still choose to stop carrying it forward. The painful attachment you are holding is not serving you anymore. It has not been for a while. And somewhere beneath the blindfold, you already know that. The question has never been whether you know it. The question has been whether you are ready to let the knowing turn into action. The Six of Cups and the Two of Swords together are saying you are getting ready. And the choice, when you make it, is not going to feel like losing something. It is going to feel like putting down something very heavy that you have been carrying for a very long time. And the moment you put it down, you are going to feel the difference immediately. In your body, in your chest, in the way you breathe. That relief is waiting for you on the other side of this choice. And you are so much closer to it than you think. Okay, let's bring this home. This reading, from the very first card to the very last, told one single unified story. You are in the middle of an awakening. A real one, the kind that does not announce itself with fanfare but shows up quietly in April and changes the way you see everything from that point forward. That awakening is not finished. It is still happening. You are not who you were, and the life ahead of you reflects that. Your power is real, and it activates through stillness, through trust, through the deep, unshakable inner knowing that lives beneath all the noise. The High Priestess confirmed what has always been true. You do not need to chase or perform or explain yourself. You just need to go quiet enough to hear it. The negative energy circling your life is already being handled. The Wheel of Fortune was unmistakable. You do not have to fight it or confront it or spend one more sleepless night on it. The universe has already registered the imbalance, and the wheel is correcting it. Your only job is to keep moving forward. And in your personal life, there is a choice waiting for you, a sacred, sovereign choice to release what no longer belongs to your story. The Six of Cups showed us the warmth of what was real and worth honoring. But the Two of Swords showed us the cost of holding on past its time. The freedom on the other side of that release is going to feel like the first full breath you have taken in a very long time. An awakening in progress, a power being activated, a negative force already on its way out, and a personal liberation within reach, needing only your willingness to choose it. You are not someone who stumbled into this reading by accident. You are here because something in you is ready to hear it, ready to be told that what you have been sensing is real, that the awakening is real, that the power is real. that you are not crazy for feeling somewhere deep down, that you were built for more than what you have been settling for. You were not built for the in-between. You were not built for the blindfold or the quiet suffering. You were built for the open hands and the clear eyes and the full, luminous, grounded life that the star was pointing to. That life is not a fantasy. It is what the cards see when they look at you, and it is closer than it has ever been. Take all of this with you, not as predictions to wait for, but as a permission slip to start living differently right now. Trust your stillness. Release what is ready to go. Let the wheel turn without trying to steer it. And keep waking up, keep becoming, because the version of you that is emerging from this awakening is someone the world has not fully seen yet. And she is going to be extraordinary. And that, you guys, is what the cards had to say today. The awakening confirmed, the power named and activated, the negative energy already being dismantled, and the personal liberation. The choice to put down the old pain, to walk forward with open hands, sitting right there within reach. You are someone who is waking up in the most beautiful and powerful way, and the life waiting on the other side of that awakening is worth every single difficult thing you had to go through to get here. Do not shrink back into the old patterns. Do not pick back up what you have already been given permission to put down. Trust the stillness, honor the knowing, and let yourself believe fully, completely, without apology, that what is meant for you is already on its way. Drop a comment and let me know how this landed for you. Some of you will feel one card more than the others, some will find the whole reading speaks directly to your situation, and some will receive exactly the word you needed today without even knowing you were looking for it. That is the magic of this work. Thank you so much for being here, for watching, for sharing, for your kind words in the comments. It means everything, and it keeps this channel going. I do not take a single one of you for granted. Take care of yourselves out there. Protect your energy. Trust your knowing. And remember, the awakening that has already started in you cannot be undone. It only goes forward. Sending you all so much love. See you in the next one.